Tariffs are taxes on imported goods. They make foreign products more expensive. President Trump believes tariffs protect American jobs and force other countries to play fair. In 2025, Trump introduced new tariffs on countries like China, Canada, and Mexico. His goal? Boost the U.S. economy and protect American farmers. Tariffs can make imports pricier, encouraging people to buy American. But they can also hurt U.S. exporters if other countries retaliate. The new tariffs have complicated trade, leading to what some call a corn blockade in North America. China was once a major buyer of American corn, but after U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods, China started buying less corn from the U.S. and turned to Brazil. Brazil quickly became a leading supplier of corn to China. This shift hurt American farmers, who lost a major market. The impact was felt across the Midwest, where corn farming is huge. For China, buying from Brazil reduced dependence on U.S. corn and diversified their suppliers. The decline in U.S. corn exports to China highlights the risks of using tariffs as a trade tool. The numbers tell a pretty clear story. U.S. corn exports to China have dropped significantly. In 2023, the U.S. exported about $2.6 billion worth of corn to China. By 2024, that number fell to just $561 million. That's a nearly 80% decline. The drop is a direct result of the tariffs and trade tensions. This decline has had a ripple effect on the U.S. economy. Corn is a major agricultural product in the U.S., and the loss of the Chinese market has left many farmers struggling. They're faced with surplus corn and not a lot of buyers. This has led to lower prices and reduced income for farmers. The decline in exports isn't just about the numbers, though. It reflects a shift in global trade dynamics. China is no longer relying on the U.S. for its corn supply, and this change has opened up opportunities for other countries, like Brazil. It's also forced American farmers to look for new markets. The impact is being felt across the U.S. agricultural sector. Farmers are calling for government support and intervention, hoping for policies that will help them regain lost markets. The decline in exports is a reminder of the complex nature of global trade and the challenges facing American agriculture. President Trump's tariffs aren't just aimed at China. He's also proposed tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, and these countries are key trade partners for the U.S. The proposed tariffs could disrupt North American supply chains and threaten the economic integration that's been achieved under agreements like the USMCA. The tariffs could have some serious consequences for farmers. Canada and Mexico are major buyers of U.S. agricultural products, and tariffs could lead to a decrease in exports to these countries. This would further impact American farmers, who are already struggling with the loss of the Chinese market. The proposed tariffs have raised concerns among North American businesses, since they rely on integrated supply chains to operate efficiently. The tariffs could lead to increased costs and reduced competitiveness, which could hurt industries on both sides of the border. The impact of these tariffs isn't fully known yet, but they have the potential to reshape North American trade. They could lead to a reevaluation of trade agreements and economic relationships. The proposed tariffs really highlight the complex nature of international trade and the challenges of balancing domestic interests with global partnerships. American farmers are feeling the impact of the tariffs. Many are struggling to make ends meet. The loss of major markets like China has hit them hard. They are faced with surplus crops and falling prices. This has led to financial difficulties and uncertainty about the future. Farmers in the Midwest are particularly affected since they rely heavily on exports to sustain their livelihoods. The tariffs have disrupted their business models. An Illinois farmer noted that even if tariffs are just hype, major buyers have already shifted to South America. This makes it difficult to rebuild lost export markets. The stories of struggling farmers are a testament to the real-world impact of trade policies. They highlight the challenges of navigating a complex global market. Farmers are calling for government support and intervention. They want policies that will help them regain lost markets and ensure their survival. The challenges facing farmers are not new. They have been dealing with low commodity prices and high input costs for years. However, the tariffs have added a new layer of complexity. They've forced farmers to adapt to a rapidly changing trade environment. The stories of these farmers are a reminder of the human impact of trade policies. So, the tariffs have created winners and losers in the global market. Brazil, for instance, is a major beneficiary. They've managed to increase their market share in both soybeans and corn, and honestly, this has come at the expense of American farmers. Brazil's rise really highlights the shifting dynamics of global trade. Now, American farmers are among the losers here. They've lost major markets and are facing some serious financial difficulties. The tariffs have disrupted their business models and created a lot of uncertainty about the future. Many are calling for government support and policies that will help them regain those lost markets. This shift in trade dynamics has broader implications too. It highlights the interconnected nature of the global market, where changes in one part of the world can have ripple effects elsewhere. The rise of Brazil as a major supplier is kind of a reminder of just how competitive global trade can be. The winners and losers in this trade dispute really reflect the complex nature of international trade. They show us the challenges of balancing domestic interests with global partnerships. In the end, the tariffs have reshaped the global market and created new opportunities and challenges for countries all around the world. The U.S. government is responding to the tariff issues with various measures. For example, they've issued waivers to allow for higher summer sales of ethanol, which is a corn-based fuel. This is basically an attempt to support farmers and boost demand for corn. The government is also providing subsidies and financial support to those farmers who have been affected. All of this is part of a broader strategy to try and mitigate the impact of the tariffs. The government is working to balance the need to protect domestic industries with the challenges that farmers are facing. This response really highlights the complexity of trade policies and the need for a coordinated approach. Now, the government's response has been met with mixed reactions. Some farmers are definitely welcoming the support while others feel it's just not enough. They're looking for more comprehensive policies that actually address the root causes of the trade issues. All of this really highlights the challenges of navigating a complex global market. The government's response is a reminder of how interconnected trade policies are, and it shows the need for a coordinated approach that balances domestic interests with global partnerships. Ultimately, the response is a reflection of the challenges facing American agriculture and the need for innovative solutions. The tariff situation has definitely sparked some political reactions. Democrats, for example, see an opportunity to win back the House majority in the 2026 midterms. They believe that the negative impact of tariffs on farmers can help them gain support in key states, and they're targeting vulnerable Republican seats in the Corn Belt. On the other hand, Republicans are countering with their own strategies. The Trump administration is focusing on economic growth and falling prices, and they're trying to mitigate the damage by providing support to farmers. These political strategies really highlight the complex nature of trade policies and their impact on domestic politics. The political reactions to the tariffs reflect the broader debate about trade policies. They show us just how challenging it is to balance domestic interests with global partnerships. These strategies are a reminder of the interconnected nature of trade policies and their impact on domestic politics. The political reactions to the tariffs are, in a way, a reflection of the broader debate about trade policies, and they highlight the challenges of balancing domestic interests with global partnerships. The political strategies are a reminder of the interconnected nature of trade policies and their impact on domestic politics. The changes in trade policies have some pretty significant implications for the future of North American farming. The tariffs have reshaped global trade dynamics and created new challenges for farmers. They really highlight the need for innovative solutions and coordinated policies. The future of North American farming is going to depend on the ability to adapt to a changing global market. Farmers will need to find new markets and diversify their products. They'll also have to navigate a pretty complex trade environment and deal with the ongoing challenges of tariffs and trade tensions. The implications of these trade changes aren't fully known yet, but they do highlight the need for a coordinated approach to trade policies. The future of North American farming will depend on the ability to balance domestic interests with global partnerships. Honestly, the future is still uncertain, but it's clear that the changes in trade policies have created both new challenges and opportunities. Ultimately, the future will depend on how well farmers can adapt to a changing global market and find innovative solutions to the challenges they're facing.